Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today checking out another lager. There's been a lot of lagers as of late. That's how it is, guys. At the moment I'm really craving lagers and I've had a lot of cool stuff in the fridge. But the week that you're seeing this, we got a package arrive from the States with some really cool stuff as well. So we're gonna go a bit back to more modern craft beer as well, but we just had a cool little break with lagers. I know a lot of you guys also really love lagers and these more classic beers, and it's been fun throwing back a bit and just drinking more classically brewed stuff and in general just lager beers. So this one I'm really excited about because this is the first lager in almost 100 years, more than 100 years I think, from Schneider. Schneider is a very famous brewery in Kelheim in Germany that produces Weissbier. And funny enough, the first ever beer mail I got on the channel was from Schneider. Stefan, their marketing manager, I don't know if that was the name of the position back then, but got in touch with me, and this has been around 2010. And it was like, hey, it's awesome to hear that you like Schneider beers. I think I've reviewed one of the beers or something, and they just sent me a boatload. They sent me a glass. I even talked about in a video that I smashed my Aventinas glass, so they sent me a new one, and I was like so stoked because I was a big Schneider fan. I used to drink loads of Schneider Weisse, mainly Aventinos and Hopfenweisse back in the day. And we have those coming soon for Throwback Thursdays because Schneider sent me another box of beer. Like, over 12 years later? No, 10 years later. 11 years later. Something like that. 10 years, 11 years, something like that. Whatever. Or is it 9? I'm not good with numbers right now. Because I had a beer. So, this is a release that Schneider just did. And this is a Helles Landbier. They just started really pushing it right now. And what's really cool, this brewery has been mainly known for doing all these different takes on Weizen. They've done barrel-aged Weizen. They mixed like porter and Weizen, the style. And they've done many crazy things. What they've done really well, I think, is working with hops. The My Tab X or something series, where they did like Nelson hopped double Weizenbox. Those were really good. And then there's, of course, the Hopfenweisse, which is a hoppy Weizenbock. But this is a Helles, and this is Schneider's Helles Landbier. So this is really cool. Apparently, way back in the day, Schneider also produced lager beers before they gravitated into specializing in lagers. And, doing this project, they looked up in their old brewing books and they found a recipe from 1928 that they recreated and reinterpreted a bit, they say, to create a new, great, locally produced, Helles lager from the Kelheim area. What they also call it is it's got a whole different logo here. So I think this is going to be like a series of different types of beers that are not ales. So maybe I'm guessing that's what it'd be. It's not just going to be this like brand. I think it's going to be like I'm hoping that's the case. It's going to be like a new brand, which is called Schneider Landbrauerei, which they call it here, where they can do a bit more different stuff. Maybe they can do some killer beer. They can do this, Helles. They can do some Schwarzbier, whatever, move into different things than just Weizen. So they released this first. And the reason why they called it a Landbrauerei and they called this a Landbier is because down in Bavaria, in the southern, southern German area, in southern Germany, down in Bavaria, a lot of small breweries produce these Landbiers. And it's one of these, it's not really specified, but every brewery almost has a Landbier. And it's almost nowadays more of a marketing thing, that it's their house beer that they make specially themselves that's different from everyone else's. That's kind of like how it goes. There's no like set style guidelines and whatnot. But Schneider decided to do a Helles, but make it their own, pretty much as far as I can gather. And they use only local ingredients, local malt, local hops. It's very much focused that it's 100% Bavarian produced product. It even has like a Bavarian beer stamp thing, geographical stamp, kind of like with Lambic, has to come from Pajottenland. So yeah, very cool that they did this, 4.9% Helles lager. and something different from these guys. You know, this is a huge thing to do for Schneider because they've only done interpretations of Weizens. So I think it's really cool. I'm hoping this is going to be really good. So it says, you know, here that is heimische Rohstoffe aus dem Geoboden und der Hallertau, which is the two areas where they get all their ingredients from, Hallertau and Geoboden, which is really cool. So yeah, 4.9% Helles Lager. Let's dive in. We're using my Schlenkerla mug because it's clear. You guys can actually see the color of the beer. Usually I would serve this in a Stein, you know, a Steinkrug, a regular Stein where you can't see through it because I love drinking out of those. But I think this is pretty fitting for reviews because you can see the beer. It's pale golden in color. It looks like what you'd expect from Helles. Very straw color. I think it's around 18 IBUs, so not crazy bitter, which is also how it's supposed to be. And a nice white head on there. So let's check out the aroma. Yeah, it smells very nice. This is not the best glass for aromas. Let's just get that off straight off the bat. You know, there's so much surface area, so you really have to stick your nose in there. Like, almost sniff the beer. Sniff out the liquid in the glass. It smells really good. Super authentic. Very grassy, actually. Really, really grassy hop character. Very nice underlying sweet malt. It smells exactly like you want a true Helles. You know, very malt forward, but still with aromatic hops. Not like the crazy, it sounds crazy, it's not crazy, but not at the same level of aromatic as in Pilsner. It's more soft, more delicate, more round. And you know, this is, you know, the traditional Bavarian drink of choice is Helles. It's usually what's, at least back in the day, was most popular in Bavaria. It smells really good. There's definitely a little bit of a floral vibe. I know it's Hallertau hops. You know, there's many different types of Hallertau, but it smells a bit like Mittelfeuer because it has that singy floral grassiness that you get from Mittelfeuer. It smells really good. Yeah, there's just like really freshly doughy, bready malt. And also, it's dead fresh. I got it straight from the brewery. So, yeah, let's give it a taste to see how it is. Cheers, guys, and thanks to Schneider for the beer. Sure. Wow, that was better than I expected. I must say, I was a bit in doubt of this, but that's a really good Helles. That's really good. The fun thing is, like, I just had the Maas. I think this is better than the Maas I just had a few days ago. The Maas was really good benchmark. I feel like this is better for sure. It's just a bit more flavorsome. It's got a bit more power and oomph, and you know, yeah, a really nice forward hop character. It also snaps, but it's not like that sharp Pils snap. It's like a soft snap, which I guess you want in Helles. It doesn't have to be that sharp, like. Also, because the carbonation often isn't as hissy. It's definitely got a nice amount of carbonation, but it's not like crazy amounts. Man, that's really good. Super fresh too, which is awesome. You know, you want these beers really fresh. They're always better. Now, yeah, this is really good. This is benchmark Helles. It's very floral. It's really citric. It's really like that huge elderflower kind of floral vibe and a lot of citrus. Like, it's bursting with hop flavor, but not bitterness. Like, there is a little gentle kiss of bitterness, but it's much more hop centric than I expected. They must do a good amount of whirlpool hopping on this, or late hopping, or something like that, because it has a very substantial hop character. Really nice doughy, bready maltiness to it as well. I'm pretty sure that's Mittelfeuer in there. It just, to me, it screams Mittelfeuer, and I think it's like one of the best hops for lagers. And maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. That's how it is, but that's really good. I love the doughy breadiness. It's maybe not crazy. It's not the same level of doughy breadiness as the last one I talked about, the Maas. It's maybe a bit more crackery actually, but it's really good. It's a really well made lager. Super clean and really refreshing and like crazy drinkable. So much flavor too for only 4.9%. They must have done a lot of research and trial and error, whatever, to try and recreate this and get it done, because I think this is really good. And again, I'm not just saying this because Schneider sent me the beer. It's a brewery that I've respected for years, and I know make great products, at least in Weizen. But then they sent this, and I think it's pretty monumental that they try as a brewery that is so classic and old school and only doing one style branches out to something completely different. But of course they nail it. If this has been done in years ago, and they have old brewing logs, and they have talented brewmasters. Schneider's a fairly big brewery. Of course they can do it well. But if you compare this regional size breweries lager to the big guys in Germany, this is miles ahead. Miles ahead. I would love to drink this out in the sun right now. Spring weather, it's great. Luckily, they sent me a few extra bottles of this. This really hit the spot for the weather that's been today and whatnot, and just my current craze of lager beers. Yeah, this is really, really good. I don't want to say it's the same level as Centna, of course, which is like my favorite lager producer, or Genstler for that matter. They have a bit more uniqueness and character. This is still, it's still got a lot of character, but it's not the exact same layers of depth. But I think this is a fantastic Helles. I'm thinking like a 92. Really good. So floral and citric. It's the exact hop character I want in lagers. And then a hint of spiciness on the end too. Man, the videos lately have been really long. I think Andre commented about that not too long ago. It was like, hey, wow, that was a quickie because we did a quick review. But yeah, I ramble too much. Yeah, 92, this is really good. Urge you guys to try and get some. It should be easy to get because Schneider, fairly decent sized, so that a lot of their stuff makes it all over Europe. But stay tuned for some Throwback Thursday. We've got, as I said, their Hopfenweisse to revisit. We've got their Festbier, which was called Mein Grünes for a while, I think. And then also some Aventinas to check out again, which will be fun. So yeah, this is very nice. So if you guys had a chance to try the Schneider Landbrauerei, their new, I guess, clean beer lager beer brand. I don't know, different beers than Weissbier brands, let's say it like that. So far, only one beer. We'll see if they do more, but this is really good. So if you get a chance to check out the Schneider Helles Landbier, do so. And if you've had it, let me know what you thought of it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and some really delicious lager beer. And see you guys in another beer review.